Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well today. And we are back in a Halls of Valor 10. Not the highest key I've done this week, but it is actually a score increase. So I thought I'd give a little bit of a record, talk about some of the Evoker changes coming up and how bloody excited I am about that. We're going to use some cooldowns here, I think. So I am actually a little bit concerned that they might have overbuffed Evokers next week. So we're already doing quite good damage. I mean, we've got absolutely pump of DPS in this group. Demon Hunter in this group is like, I'm going to say like just under 400 eye level. I'm like 393, which is a little bit sad. I actually screwed up my fire breath there, which is not good at all. I'm going to be able to keep my cooldowns for this entire pack. So I found that my plays actually got a lot better on the Evoker over the last couple of weeks or so, and part of that is down to you guys. So really, really cool that I'm able to learn from you guys as much as you hopefully are able to learn from me. So we're not going to have cooldowns here. We're probably going to Bloodlust on pull, but I wanted to get those packs dead. So hit the boss with my best shot. This used to be the Pug Killer, and it was quite an interesting boss because it didn't really do anything scary. It was just it has a tank buster, which is the Bloodletting Sweep. It has a bit of AoE damage in his shout. I'm still in that. Never mind. But the main part is, as you've probably noticed, is that people just stand in stuff, like the circles and all that good stuff. So I've got the square here. So one thing I've learned recently, and it's something that I probably took too long. Why are you trying to break with me? It's probably something I took too long to notice. Is you always get 3 squares, 2 crosses in terms of marks. So as long as you always go with that, I'm going to actually save my fire breath here, which is a little bit bad. But we're going to go into a cooldown window as soon as Dragon Rage comes up. So I want to save it. Where's this coming from? Okay, so we want to get into the middle now. Oh, Monk's dead. It's not good. Right, we're going to go into a cooldown window. Now, it's probably a little bit late in the fight, actually, but I think we're still going to be able to do some good DPS. Let's use our mobility to be able to keep up uptime. I really hate this graphical errors. I really hope it's something that they do fix because it is quite annoying. So I actually need to get another cast off of that. We're good. And he's dead. Happy days. So when you consider that I am he's 395, so we're pretty close. Obviously, Demon Hunters are particularly good at the moment, so I'm going to say that I'm quite happy with our performance there. Kind of been a little bit mean to the tank here. Yeah, I thought we were going to get that. So one thing I have noticed is that the lack of range is actually more of an issue for me than the... Oh, I might have stunned everyone there, I think. Oh no, actually, it was just Crackle, I think. The lack of range is more of a detriment to me than being squishy. I've actually been able to look after myself quite a lot with just my cooldowns. Renewing Blaze is incredible. It's quite interesting, actually. I actually thought we'd be a lot worse off, and that was something that was an initial concern, is that actually there's a potential that we are going to be just too squishy in general. But it doesn't seem to be the case. I'm going to hit a big Eternity Surge here. No interrupts, which is sad panda. I'm going to try and keep as much of my buff as I can, as well as hit... Oh, I wanted to hit the Fire Breath before before it broke the buff, but never mind. So I have got cooldowns up for the next pack. The next pack on the... See, there's a graphical bug at the moment. I haven't actually got 3 Essence. But never mind. Oh, I really don't want him to pull single. Okay, I'm not going to waste my cooldowns here. I think it would be a complete waste for me to blow it. So this is one thing I have noticed about the Evoker. As I've been doing more and more keys with similar people, The same one or two tanks, same healer, things like that. I've noticed that a lot of the time I'm able to say, right, guys, I've got all of my cooldowns up. We're playing a lot with a paladin, so we've got blessings and CDR blessings on top of that. Are we only getting 2 here? Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, I'm not going to use my cooldowns here as well, and we're even going to get that one, but I'm holding on to my cooldowns for a long time, which I really don't like doing. I'm hoping he pulls this into the next pack. He is going to, but that's not an ideal pull for me either. But using my cooldowns here is the right decision, so let's get into it. Gonna do that into the Eternity Surge, into the Living Flame, and we still do a good amount of damage even with screwing up our cooldowns. But yeah, being able to like talk to the tank and things like that, and just say, look, actually, I've got loads of cooldowns. I'm going to be able to blow up this next pack, or actually, I have no cooldowns right now. If you pull a big pull, I'm probably not going to be able to delete anything. Oppressive Roar has been exceptionally good this week. It's something that I'm not surprised. It is a very, very strong ability, but it is quite nice to see just people using it because it gives its utility that actually makes us better than other classes, which is something that's quite unique in WoW nowadays, I suppose, is that actually it's very rare that you get those big differences between classes. Every class can heal, every class can res, every class can do X, Y, and Z. Um, there's only a few classes that don't have access to like a combat res or bloodlust or things like that, right? Um, bah. So avoid the frontal here. We're going to go for an Eternity Surge. But yeah, so one of the things I wanted to talk about in this was the buffs coming up. So it's a significant buff to overall damage for us, especially in M+. And I think it actually weights crit and mastery even higher than it already does. And I think with the Force set, you're pretty much going to negligate haste a lot, which changes a little bit of our stat weights, but not massively. We're going to use our cooldowns here just to get it dead, and because I'm probably going to have them back up then for the boss because it's Tyrannical. I'm going to try and... I want to keep my buff here because I've got my cooldowns rolling, so I'm going to go and stand away. Still didn't get to keep the buff. That is pretty sad, and I am going to ninja pull here because I want to keep my cooldowns up. Not the right attitude, but like I said, I had like 6 seconds left on my cooldowns. So I wanted to get the most out of it. I'm going to stand over here where I am safe. Just quickly tell them that I will res after this pull. But yeah, so because obviously we're getting just 10% either way, and then a 10% crit strike damage buff, I think it's going to be quite interesting just how strong Evoker's going to be. Actually, I think there is actually the potential. I've just mentioned it to some of the guys I play with. There's actually a chance that I think they've overbuffed Evoker here. So we've got no Bloodlust. We'd want to save our cooldowns anyway. Hit him with a Fire Breath into the Eternity Surge, Disintegrate combo with a Living Flame. Perfect little opener there. Some reason HoV didn't want to move forward. That's fantastic. Gonna drop a Emerald Blossom here. There's no real need to. I'm sure the healer's got it completely under control. He doesn't look like he struggled healing at all at the moment. But if you can, why not, right? So we're going to go into our cooldown window in a second. I have got my cooldowns off sync at the moment, which is horrible. I really hate it when this happens, but there's not much we can do about it. We've just got to really carry on, and hopefully I'll get to resync them in a second. So we're going to get another Fire Breath here. I'm actually tempted to wait and use it with Tip the Scales. There we go. The reason for that is it just actually gives me more DPS time there. There we go. And I haven't still got them up, unfortunately. But solid 47k DPS. Like, we're doing absolutely fine DPS. 50k overall. That's actually really... I'm completely happy with that as it is. I'm very excited for next week. I think next week's going to be a good week for... I mean, keys aren't particularly great. I believe it's Spiteful Grievous. So it's going to be a hard healing week. Going and clear that early. Hit him with the Eternity Surge and Bosh. So the Demon Hunter beat us by like the very, very tip of the fight. But fair play. It's all in his gear. But overall, we're doing exceptionally well. I'd be more than happy to match a Demon Hunter of similar eye level. So I'm going to go into this pack here. We haven't got cooldowns, so first thing I want to do is open with a fully empowered Fire Breath. Going to be able to hit everyone, hopefully, get the kick there. Big Eternity Surge. So one thing they are changing, which may change the rotation ever so slightly, is they are buffing the Deep Breath damage talent. Now, I really like Deep Breath. I've been an advocate of it being stronger than it feels and looks for a while. I'm pretty confident that it's actually going to be quite good and used in normal rotation. So I'm going to go into a damage window here. So we have got Tip the Scales up. I'm actually going to try not to use Tip the Scales here. I don't think I'm going to need it for this pack, and this is my chance to get it resynced. So I'm going to lose one Tip the Scales usage in a dungeon because of my own misplay. And this is the things when we're talking about me trying to play the best I can and things like that. These are the little things that really do matter over the course of a dungeon. That's potentially a good couple of 100,000 damage in an Eternity Surge that has been wasted there because I've not had an extra Tip the Scales usage. So we're going to go and stand out the way of that storm because what's fun? Storms plus storms is more storms. Not going to bother with the Enrage Dispel here. I'm going to presume we're going to go right and hopefully kill this 4-pack. That is the route I've been doing in halls recently when I've been tanking, is killing this 4-pack down here. It's a pretty easy pack. And makes it... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. That's what I like to see. So some of the other buffs that I'm pretty excited for, obviously Warlock just in general, Affliction and Destruction are being buffed. Two of my most favourite specs, and my Warlock is like 390 eye level, so potentially some Warlock content coming to the channel soon, which will be awesome. On top of that, my Vengeance Demon Hunter has quite an interesting crafted, like a few crafted items that I've got recently. One is the Flaring Cowl that does the AoE, pulsing AoE fire damage, which actually heals him through the talents. And the second one then is the... Oh, I'm so bad at the game. The second one then is the an embellishment that reflects damage or has a chance to like do physical damage when hit. So pretty cool. It's been pretty nice for threat. I'm actually going to stack in here. My damage is awful because I've cancelled like 3 casts and been kicked. Never claimed to be good at the game. Sitting on my cooldowns, again, not ideal, but I really want to use my cooldowns on the boss here when we get downstairs. He's pretty close to dead anyway now. This is a boss that you absolutely want to be using your cooldowns right at the start. If I use my Bloodlust here, I'm going to use my Bloodlust here so we get it back for Odin. Scovold's not too bad, and Odin does cause problems at times. Doing that for a very specific reason, by the way. So I did this dungeon on my Demon Hunter yesterday, and all the wolves jumped to me at the same time and insta-kill me. So I was hoping to get the root, and that then means that they all can't jump at the same time, and it just spreads that damage out a little bit. Going to get the Enrage Dispel. That was 3 Enrages I got there, which is pretty dang nice. I could probably track it better as well, to be honest. So we're going to go into boss here. Again, Bloodlusting on pull. Just use my tip the scales at completely the wrong time because I'm bad at the game, apparently. Clear me stacks. Everyone got hit by that, which is not great. But my goal here is just to keep my cooldowns rolling and good. And apparently kite, which is not fun. Especially when I want to do that. I got it off, that's fine. So even doing all the mechanics, we're still sitting at 70 odd K damage, which is pretty obscene actually. It's really, really nice to see. Little bit of AoE padding here, because who doesn't love a bit of padding? And happy days. I mean, ending a fight on 75k DPS, single I know it's not purely single target, but it was 80% single target. That's pretty extreme. I'm very happy with that. Oh, he's pulling the ball with us. Okay. Are we pulling this other one? No. I'm interested. I don't normally pull. Normally pull one ball and drag it in with us to the next room. I don't normally stand here and fight it. So again, interesting to see different tanks using different tactics. Hopefully he releases. Happy days. So I haven't used my rescue at all this dungeon. I do try to use it just to like speed the group up. So whoever's fallen back, I'll rescue them, things like that. But have oh okay. I wonder if you're gonna. I wonder if this tank is gonna just run and pull these. I believe you used to be able to. I don't know if you still can. But if that's the case, that's a pretty interesting tactic. I'm almost tempted to use my cooldowns on this next pack, by the way, because these 2 sentinels can be really annoying. I am at like 1 health right now. Ow! Stop it! So you need 86% before we go upstairs. These 2 and those 2 are going to give us that percentage. That's awesome. Okay, happy days. I am going to use my cooldowns here. Really hope we stay downstairs. I actually did my rotation right this time because I'm pro. Gonna pump into specifically one of the sentinels, just why not, right? Gonna try and hold this buff as long as we can. Let's get in and clear. Get the Eternity Surge off. That's gonna hit him hard. And yeah, nice 57-1. So we're sitting at 50k overall DPS. So Halls of Valor, where you don't get like obscene pulls. So in like an Algathar or a Knockhood, 50k overall is like, okay, fine, whatever. But in a Halls, I'm really, really happy with 50k. I'm very comfortable with that amount of damage, and obviously next week is going to be even better for us. So yeah, pretty happy with this. Obviously, there's only going to be a small increase to time. Did we use the beer or not? I just screwed up my Eternity Surge again. Sometimes if you like press it too quickly, you screw it up. And it like insta-casts as soon as it can, which is not ideal. So I'm going to save my Oppressive Roar here for one of these 2, because they can get quite spicy. I am also running the Source of Magic talent at the moment, mainly because we've noticed in some of the hierarchies, mana can actually start becoming a bit of an issue. So rather than have that issue, we just use it. And I've changed, I've lost a little bit of stamina, but it's actually worked out really well. It's been going good. It's been quite a noticeable increase in mana over the course of the dungeon. And obviously, at peak times when I'm using my cooldowns, it's really noticeable. I am going to use my cooldowns here. Oh, bloody, of course, I have to clear my debuff. Yeah, going to use my cooldowns here. Just want them to die pretty quickly. I still think we're going to get a usage on Scovold. Can I have another one of those? Thank you. So we're going to get another Eternity Surge, going to use the Oppressive Roar, so they're both dropped the Enrage, which is amazing. If I see another ad, I'm going to stun it. But we managed to keep our cooldowns up for the entire fight then. Solid 82.5 KDPS. Yeah, really, really happy with our damage at the moment. So I have actually gone back to using the Iridius Fragment. It sims highest for me. There is a chance that I have the Spider Trinket from Raid. There is a chance that that's actually better, but during a Tyrannical week, I wanted the higher single target burst as opposed to the DPS from the Spider Trinkets for ads. So I've decided to stick with this one for now. Maybe we'll try the other one next week. I am still running my Eye of Scovold. That actually sims better, but I just can't lose it. It's just such a. Oh, I messed up. It's just such a nice proc, and it's not a big enough change that I want to lose it. And having that much crit really makes your burst feel nice. Tank decided to be on the opposite side to us. Which, I've pumped all my bloody insta procs into healing for some reason. No, immediately going to try and be on the opposite. Oh, for God's sake. Shouldn't have used my cooldowns here. Because now I have cooldowns but no empowerments, which is really bad. Seems a little bit messy at the moment. I'm going to go into my cooldown window now. Fire Breath, bang, bang, bang. Actually, the perfect time in the fight for me to be using my cooldowns, just as getting to about 50% health. You want to make sure that you're. Obviously, I'm going to get most of my usage. I might not even be able to get all of my cooldown on this boss, but we'll see. Actually, it's dying pretty slowly, so we might. Oh, I did screw up my rotation because I tried to move. So, yeah, I did screw up, but never mind. It's quite low anyway. We'll give this one to the Demon Hunter, I suppose. Gonna use my cooldown here. Just well, why not use it? Make the healer's life easier. So 3 minutes on Bloodlust. Actually, didn't realize we were going to be able to do this quick. Otherwise, I'd have potentially saved Bloodlust on Fenrir, but I actually like the idea of using it on Fenrir still. 60 seconds on cooldowns, which means we're going to get it around the time of the runes. That's when I'm planning on using it. Obviously, I'll use it pretty much as soon as it comes up because we'll just want to burn it down. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think we're going to be top DPS, which I'm happy with. Obviously, DPS isn't everything, right? But overall, for interrupts, we're second high or equal to the joint highest. We've done a little bit of assisted healing as needed, not much, mainly just looking after ourselves. So overall, our stats are looking awesome, which is perfect. That's what we want to see, right? Feeling like we're carrying the key. So one of the series I've got coming out in the next couple of days is a Psychology in WoW series. Now, before you go, well, I don't want to care. I don't care about that. There's a lot of stuff in that video that you guys can use to improve just everyday keys and dungeons and raids and everything you're going to do within WoW, and it really can make a huge difference. I'm going to use my cooldowns here, mainly because I can pad on the ad a little bit, to be honest. So screwed up, didn't use my tip the scales, but that's fine. Oh, we've got to go super far, so thank you. That was a little bit scary. Gonna do the fire breath into the shattering star, into the insta-cast eternity surge, and bang, boss dead. And overall, top duppus. Happy days. Got a whole 8 score increase. Puts us up to 1700. Ooh. That might. I'm going to keep that. I think I have a 390 weapon, but it's better stats. If the evoker said he needed it, I'd probably trade it. He's got a 389. If he says he wants it, I'll trade it. But if not, I'm keeping it. Yeah. So guys, hope you guys have enjoyed. Really good dungeon from us, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.